Jaden Lucas, we saw him over at a football camp this past weekend in Greenville. Just his health and kind of maybe his last shot to make the most of the opportunity. The five-star that came in here. That sometimes it takes a while.
It does. For him, the transition was a little bit different. The level of play was a lot different, but he's healthy, smiling, he's bouncing around. So I'm looking forward to seeing his play during camp.
How did he handle the adversity? In high school everything went so well. How did he handle the adversity that he faced along his play?
Well, for any young kid, it's different. And sometimes you have to walk them through. And the fact that I've been in a similar situation as he has in my career, so it's easy to relate to. And it's been difficult, but it's a growing process. And I think he's come out on the other side, and he's a better man of it.
Do you feel like you have 3 starters at quarterback just going into the season?
Yes, and that's a good thing. A lot of those guys have proven themselves, quality time and experience, so I feel very comfortable throwing any one of those combinations out there to play.
What do Avion and Ashton have to do to kind of take that next step?
Continue to develop, work, progress as a leader, become more vocal. I think that's going to be a big task for them this year. And just, let their play, speak for itself.
What does Avion need to do to put himself right there with some of the best that have ever played the position this year? I mean, he's got the ability to do that. Is he trending in that direction, in your opinion?
He is. Consistency. And that's what you want, in this day and age for young men is to be consistent. The highs and lows, be, a lot different this year.
Corey, and last year at this time you were really excited about him, and then he ran into the injury bug. How's he progressing? What does he need to do to earn some playing time?
For him is to be 100%. The reason why he's here is because he's a tremendous athlete, great young man, fast, and I think the competition, the group, has kind of brought him along, and I think he'll be a big surprise this year.
How would you kind of describe the intensity and energy of this group, especially since Coach Allen's come in?
Great. I mean, being a DB, you have to have those intangibles of, being aggressive. As I say, we're the kids that play in the sandbox by ourselves. So you got to be one of those kids that can, motivate yourself and can compete.
What do you tell the guys when they're looking at the schedule right off the bat? They know they're going to be tested against some of the best wideouts, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
One day at a time. I mean, you can't look further. You just got to look at the opponent in front of us, and the opponent right now is training camp. Get better in training camp, and then we'll go proceed thereafter.
Have you noticed that in those situations in years past, it helps with focus and attention to detail early on when you know that you want to be playing your best football really quickly?
Well, for us, on the other side of the ball, we have a very, very good offense. So every day is a competition. I mean, nobody wants to get embarrassed and be talked about, from our offensive players, as well as our offensive players don't want to be talked about by our defensive players. So we get challenged every day in practice. So, I mean, it's a good thing to have.
What impresses you about Ashton Hampton and just the body size that kind of makes him unique?
I mean, he's different, You don't see too many young men that tall with that type of ability. And when you get one, it's almost like a unicorn. It's like they don't come often, but when you do have one, you cherish it.
What about his freshman season impressed you? Where do you think kind of the next step?
The fact that he was able to come in and transition so quickly. He was a kid that wasn't a mid-year. He came in June and continually got better and better and better, and then he cracked the lineup. It was very consistent, from a mental aspect. A lot of kids that freshman year, they hit the wall, and he was a kid that really didn't hit the wall. He just kept progressing, which was good.
Kind of shifting from this team, how has the house settlement changed the way you have to react?
I don't know, because it hasn't changed. I'm a relationship kind of guy. Some people don't want to play the relationship kind of game, and it kind of filters things out for people. For me, I lead with my heart a lot, so it hasn't really affected me.
Are you able to kind of filter those guys out pretty quickly? Are you able to tell pretty quickly what people are after?
Clemson's different anyway, so we recruit differently. So it really hasn't affected me in the way we play.
Is Mason Kelly going to play some DB this year?
I hope so. You better.
I mean, he's kind of bounced around. How hard is it to try to find his place?
Well, I don't think it's hard. It's just how well he learns the system. Because even though you have the ability to do it, you still got to have the mental capacity to learn the plays and know what you're doing. And he has. He's a very smart young man, talented. God's blessed him with some unbelievable skills.
A guy like Jaden Lucas kind of lost his starting job late in the season to Ashton Hampton, but he decided to stay with Clemson. What does that kind of say about his mentality? Just even though things didn't go his way, he decided to return back to Clemson for his senior season.
Well, you like it in the day and age where kids are just jumping in the portal and running from competition. He's a young man that understands. He has a good self-awareness, and he understands what he needs to do to get better. And it's been proven you don't always have to be a starter to play in the NFL. Years previously, we've had a young man, Mark Fields, that played 2 years in the NFL, and he didn't start a game here at Clemson. So, you control your own destiny. And like I said, for him, it was great to see that because it shows a sign of maturity.
With revenue sharing starting on July 1st, has that kind of impacted recruiting? I know Clemson kind of focused more so on like culture relationships, but with